Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video it will be the last game of the round review of the, game review I should say, of the North Melbourne versus Freo game, in which North Melbourne ended up smoking them. I might actually have been pretty dead on with this tip actually, now thinking about it, because they won by 45. I might have tipped them by about 40 or so, 45. So I might be really close to the mark on this tip. Could be completely off. I guess we'll see in my tips video on Wednesday. Wednesday, I think it is going to be. So hopefully I was on with that tip, as this has been a disastrous round. I mean, I think I ended up gaining ground on the league in terms of tips, in terms of where I am position wise, rank wise. 55th. So yeah, I ended up gaining, 19 or 15 ranks on a league. But I ended up slipping behind a little bit. 3 tips. I'm now realistically 2 or so tips behind the main pack, or I guess 1 tip behind the main pack, as 6th is 1 tip ahead of me but has a lot of margin ahead of me. If I can get my margin down or keep it at the same level, and I'm in still, but need to just get that first tip right on the money. But anyway, before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here, O'Driscoll is the top girl to go to, and if I look at the stats here, let's look at O'Driscoll's stats, because I didn't think they were too crash hot until last game. If we look, 31 in the last game, and now she's suddenly jumped up. So yeah. Was doing all right, and there's now just jumped into consideration because of this last game against North. I'm not looking into it this week, maybe next week, but if Tani Evans has another shocker. But yeah, Heads and Evans are holding up the pack, I guess. So hopefully they can continue on. But I mean, O'Driscoll with a 28 with a 19 kick, 19 kick, 9 handball, 9 mark, 2 tackle effort was pretty good. 109, she was leading from the front, and as you can see here, a 39, 25, 30, and a 15 last. She was on 94 at 3/4 time and still got to a 109. Which is a little bit slow on the last, but still 109, you're going to take that every day of the week. And then you have Mimi Strom against a strong hit out central North Melbourne side, and she 33 to 29 in the end. So they lost the hit out slightly, even with the 3 ruckman against 2, but it was still a close affair. And yeah, so Mimi Strom is still one of the best rucks in my opinion, and she's only 22, so she's young and has the ability to get better from here. So I'm hoping when I bring her in this week, because I have to bring someone in over Wakeford now that Wakeford didn't get that cash gen that I was hoping for her. If Wakeford had gotten the cash generation that I hoped, I would have been able to get some good cash gen off the bench, better cash gen off the bench, and still going for Strom or something like that, which would have probably resurrected my season in the last couple of rounds. But yeah, Wakeford decided to drop a 36. So there's that. Verrier, 74 low, 64 Runnels, Ty 62 even with a goal. Flynn, Stannett 54. She has played literally every position known to mankind except for the ruck this year. Don't know how she's done that in 6 games. If we look at her, you look at this, she was playing halfback, I believe, this week. Forward pockets, even though that was probably a wing role, or maybe that might have actually been a forward pocket role. This was probably a wing role. This looks like it was sort of a defender role. It was against Hawthorn, and I'm pretty sure, did they win that game? They won that game, so she was pushing forward most likely. And then you have, I think, another wing role here. You got here a midfield role when she had 77% CBAs. Yeah. She's played every position except for ruck. It's simple. And yeah, you can see, that's last year she had a kick in. But yeah, just a crazy all-round player. And so yeah, she ends up being just another weird role, I guess. See, Scallion, it's probably Pugh. East, Kaufman, Lally, Mulholland, Miller. Miller's surprising. That is really weird. Her role is just turned to dust, or her output, I guess you would say. If we look up here and we go here, You can see here 7, 14, nothing, 15. She just dies in quarters for some reason. And that pretty much is the Freo side of things. So now let's move over to the more interesting North side of things. And you can see 3 standouts: Riddell, Gardner, and Bruton. And I was looking at a tweet earlier, just like 5 minutes ago or whatever, and it was about, let me bring it up, let me figure who was it out. It was about Smith's role, and she's on a wing at the moment. Bruton has taken her role over, and you can just see with the stats in the last 2 games that is totally the case. If we look at midfielders, and we look at round points here, we look down and we get to Bruton here, bang bang, and her role has just exploded. You can just see it. If we go to player summary, we go to AFLW, and we go to CBAs, I think you will also see it here as well. If we go to North Melbourne, I think you will see Riddell, Garner, King, Reddy, and Bruton as the top. You can see 50-50, and I'm sure this, and you can see here with Smith, that role is just transferred straight across, basically, absolutely straight across. King is also in the midfield as well, so that 4th midfielder is now Bruton rather than Smith, and Rennie is making up the ruck role as well. You can sort of see with Emma King, they sort of split it there. So that is the whole midfield rotation there for the likes of North Melbourne. I can't believe that I forgot it was North Melbourne. Did North kick 4 goals 8 in their game against let me check here. They would have kicked 4 goals 8 in this game against GWS a couple of weeks ago. That's why they only had, if we look here, 4 goals 8. So they only kicked 4 goals 8. That's why there was only 8 centre bounces. So that's why that Garner ended up being at all 8, and her CBA percentage slightly distorted. But yeah, she attends about 80%, 85% on a regular game, and you would have seen it in this game when there was they kicked, I think, 10 goals 6 or something like that, and Freo ended up kicking 3 goals as well, so that's 13 to 17 CBAs. I expect her to be at about 15 or so for that game. So if you go here, you'll see Gardner 35 and 6. She just got the marks and really kicked on after quarter time. She was on 27, but it was a late squeeze in the first quarter that she got up there. Riddell was just amazing throughout. Bruton had a massive first 3 quarters. She was on 93 at 3-quarter time. I mean, she had the same last quarter as Riddell, and Garner really picked it up in the last. She was on 80, and it looks like she was going to go almost... I think she was on about 90 or so, going to about 5-10 minutes to go. She was not going to score many, and then she went on a burst of about 20 and quick time to get up there. King had a really good last quarter. Carney, Randall, Rennie, and we look down here. Where is Carney as well? She did the 86, so she is really turning out to be one of the best defenders, and she's going to be All-Australian again. Simple as that. For the 9th season in a row, I believe she's going to be, or is it 8th season in a row now? She's going to be All-Australian. She's just crazy. The way she just gets output every single game. 23 touches. That's the, 4th most on the ground or whatever? 5th most on the ground she got in as a defender. When the other team kicked, 3 goals? 3 goals, 3 or whatever. So they were never really down that end. The way she just distributes is quite ridiculous, and that's why she gets the disposals. Randall kicked 5 goals to get to a 79. Rennie, King, O'Loughlin, Gate, O'Shea, Shearlaw. None of these girls really matter, as we've talked about before. But that pretty much is the video there. A shorter video, this one, as we just sort of went over how Riddell, Gardner, and O'Driscoll and Bruton dominated this game. But that's the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.